There is a part of trading that never appears on charts, never shows up in strategy guides, and never gets discussed in most trading rooms. It is the part where you face yourself, your fears, your impulses, your patterns, your pain. Most traders try to escape these moments, but those who grow, those who evolve, those who become consistent, they turn toward them. Because every loss carries information. Every mistake carries a signal. Every painful moment contains the blueprint for your next breakthrough. Welcome to Mind Over Markets. In this session, we explore the science of debriefing, a quiet, powerful process that transforms emotional pain into a repeatable trading edge, not by avoiding discomfort, but by learning from it, not by forcing discipline, but by understanding the roots beneath your behavior. If you're ready to see your trading through a clearer lens and to discover the version of yourself that no longer repeats the same mistakes, then let's begin. Most traders try to avoid pain. They try to trade in a way that feels safe, predictable, and comfortable. But the truth is, the very thing they are trying to avoid is the only thing that can make them grow. Pain isn't the enemy in trading. Pain is information. Pain is feedback. Pain is data. And the trader who learns how to decode that data becomes someone entirely different, someone who doesn't repeat the same mistakes, someone who sees patterns in their own behavior, someone who transforms losses into wisdom and wisdom into a repeatable edge. Welcome to this long-form session on the science of debriefing and how to turn your emotional pain into the most reliable advantage you will ever have. This is where the real work begins, not on the chart, but within yourself. Traders don't fail because they lack knowledge. They fail because they never learn from their own experience. They look forward to the next setup, the next session, the next candle, but they rarely look backward into the one place that contains the truth, their past decisions. Every losing trade is a message. Every emotional reaction is a signal. Every instinctive click is a clue pointing toward a deeper pattern. But most traders never study these clues. They let pain pass quickly, bury it, numb it, ignore it, and move on. And because they move on without looking back, the same mistakes follow them into every new trading day. The mind always repeats what it refuses to understand. This is why traders get stuck in loops of FOMO, loops of revenge trading, loops of hesitation, loops of overconfidence, loops of fear, not because they lack discipline, but because discipline cannot exist without awareness. And awareness grows only through reflection, through review, through debriefing, through studying the emotional fingerprints you leave behind every time you touch the market. Debrief. Science is not journaling in the traditional sense. It is not about writing down entries and exits or noting the profit and loss or capturing screenshots of charts. That is surface-level journaling. That is event recording. Useful but incomplete. Debrief science goes deeper. It looks beneath the surface of the chart and into the mechanisms of your mind. It exposes the patterns you carry, the beliefs you operate from, and the emotional signatures that appear right before you sabotage your plan. Debrief science is the practice of turning your mind into a high-resolution mirror, a mirror that reflects not only what you did, but why you did it. Because without the why, you cannot change the what. Pain becomes a catalyst only when it is examined, only when it is decoded, only when it is transformed. This is the foundation of growth in every performance field, military, aviation, athletics, surgery. Every elite performer debriefs, because debriefing is how humans learn from high-pressure experiences. Trading is no different, except here, there is no coach watching you, no teammate giving feedback, no supervisor correcting you. You are alone with your decisions, alone with your fears, alone with your impulses, alone with your reactions, which means you must become both the athlete and the analyst, both the performer and the observer. This is where trading starts to feel like a spiritual path, a journey into the inner workings of your own psychology. And the deeper you go, the clearer everything becomes. Let's begin with the foundation, the layers of a real debrief. The first layer is the event layer. This is what actually happened. The market moved, you reacted, a setup formed or failed. You entered or hesitated. You exited early or held too long. Most traders stop here, but the event layer is only the outer shell. It contains the least useful information. The second layer is the behavior layer. This is where things get interesting. This layer asks, what did I do? Where did my behavior deviate from my plan? What did I expect? What did I fear? What did I assume without realizing it? The behavior layer reveals your decision-making tendencies, the habits you repeat without consciousness. But the third layer is the heart of debrief science, the psychology layer. This is the layer that changes everything. Here we ask, why did I behave that way? What emotion was driving the decision? What belief was shaping my perception? What internal narrative was controlling my actions? What was I avoiding? What was I chasing? Most traders avoid this layer because it feels uncomfortable, unpleasant, exposing, too honest. But this is exactly why it works. Pain avoidance blocks growth. Pain awareness creates growth. Every emotional reaction in trading is a doorway into the truth. Behind every FOMO click is a belief about missing out. Behind every revenge trade is a belief about restoring balance. Behind every premature exit is a belief about discomfort. Behind every hesitation is a belief about failure. When you find the belief, you find the cause. When you find the cause, you find the pattern. When you find the pattern, you find your edge. Pain becomes data when you turn inward and observe it. Pain becomes insight when you analyze its structure. Pain becomes a repeatable edge when you build a rule to correct it. This is the heart of the pain to edge formula. The first step is notice the pain, not judging it, not hiding it, just noticing. What did you feel? What emotion took the wheel? What sensation moved your hand faster than your mind? The second step is name the trigger. What event set off the emotional chain reaction? Was it volatility? A sudden spike? A loss? A missed trade? Was it boredom? Was it excitement? The third step is decode the pattern. Is this the first time this has happened, or the 10th? What do these moments have in common? What deeper need certainty, validation, control drives the behavior? Patterns repeat until they are understood. And the fourth step is build the correction rule. A small rule, a simple rule, a rule you can execute in seconds. A rule that changes behavior at the root. A rule that transforms the emotion into a process. That rule becomes your edge, because any behavior that can be corrected can be repeated, and anything repeatable becomes an advantage. Now let's go deeper into the psychology behind this. The brain is designed to protect you from discomfort, not to reveal the truth. So when you lose your mind, tries to move on quickly. It wants relief, not clarity. But clarity only comes from staying with the discomfort long enough to understand it. This is why debriefing works best when emotions have cooled, when time has softened the sting, when your prefrontal cortex, the thinking part of your mind, is back online. During trading, your brain reacts. After trading, your brain understands. This is the power of delayed insight, insights that only appear after the storm has passed. And those insights become the blueprint of your evolution as a trader, not through force, not through discipline alone, but through understanding. Let me give you a real example. A trader exits every winning trade early. He believes the problem is lack of discipline. He believes he needs more courage, more patience, more mental strength. But that is the surface story. The deeper truth comes through debriefing. When he reviews his trades, he discovers a pattern. Every time he enters a winning trade, his breathing tightens. His chest contracts. His mind jumps to imagining the profit disappearing. He's not exiting early because of logic. He's exiting because his nervous system interprets profit as a threat. The root cause was not lack of discipline. It was anxiety. And anxiety was triggered by a shallow breath pattern. The correction rule was simple: one breathing microcycle before making any exit decision. In 2 weeks, he doubled the average size of his winners, not by changing his strategy, but by changing his state. This is the power of pain to edge. Another trader revenge trades. He thinks he's emotional. He thinks he's weak. He thinks he's impulsive. But the deeper truth, he has a belief that losing means failing. And failing means he is not enough. Every loss triggers the desire to reclaim identity, not account balance. When he discovered this, he built a correction rule. No trade is taken until one full debrief question is answered. It broke the loop, not through force, but through awareness. Pain revealed the pattern. Debriefing revealed the truth. The truth revealed the rule. The rule created the edge. This is how you grow. This is how you evolve. This is how you become the trader you imagined. Not by eliminating pain, but by transforming it. Pain is the tuition. Review is the classroom. Insight is the reward. Debriefing is not a task. It is a ritual, a psychological reset, a moment where you meet yourself honestly, a space where you step outside your patterns and into awareness. The greatest traders are not the ones with the best strategies. They are the ones with the deepest self-understanding, because the market does not punish lack of knowledge. It punishes lack of awareness. Every day you leave behind a trail of decisions, emotions, impulses, and reactions. If you study that trail with honesty, you accelerate your growth tenfold. But if you ignore it, you remain trapped in the same loops for months, even years. The difference between stagnation and mastery is reflection. So let this be your shift, from avoiding pain to studying it, from running from mistakes to examining them, from fearing your emotions to decoding them. Pain is not a threat. It is a teacher, a guide, a message. And when you learn to listen, it becomes an edge. Debrief science is how you learn to listen. Not just with your mind, but with your whole internal system. Every trade leaves a fingerprint. Every emotion leaves a signature. Every mistake leaves a blueprint. Your job is not to avoid them. Your job is to translate them. When you do, you stop repeating your past. You stop sabotaging your future. And you begin trading from a place of clarity, presence, and truth. Master the debrief, and you master yourself. Master yourself, and the market loses its power over you. Your greatest edge is not something you learn, it's something you uncover from within. This is the path, this is the work, this is where transformation begins. If today's session leaves you with one truth, let it be this: your pain is not a warning sign, it is a compass. It points to the patterns that hold you back and the potential waiting to be unlocked. Every loss has a lesson hidden inside it. Every emotional reaction contains a message. And every review, every reflection, every honest debrief brings you closer to the trader you are capable of becoming. Growth is not found in avoiding mistakes. It is found in studying them, owning them, extracting the insight that only you can find. Thank you for spending this time here in a space where psychology becomes your advantage and awareness becomes your edge. If this message resonated, stay connected with Mind Over Markets for more deep reflective sessions on the inner science of trading. Until next time, review with honesty, reflect with clarity, and trade with a mind that understands itself. Your transformation begins each time you choose to look within. We'll speak again soon.